It's been a fascinating adventure. We acquired Breedlove in November 30th of 2010. There were 50 people that were working here, and it had its own culture. The culture was very much hierarchical. It was very much a power culture where the leadership was deciding who should do what, and people were worried about, am I going to get in trouble or not get in trouble? And I wanted to create an entrepreneurial culture where people were empowered, where people felt they could do their best work and be themselves, but yet had a set of values that they shared, that had a commitment to one another. So simple things like you can't post girly pictures up at your bench. You can't cuss on the work floor. You have to treat other people with kindness and respect. We care about each other. To get those kinds of values into a culture that wasn't here was a fascinating experience. But now you walk around here, we've now got 135 people working here. They're happy, they treat each other with respect. You don't see any girly posters, you don't hear any bad language. You see people that are really proud to be part of this family. Bend, Oregon is an absolutely wonderful environment to build a company. When we acquired the company, there were 50 people working here. Today, there's 135. We call each other co-hippies here. We had about 20,000 square feet when we acquired the company, and today we've got 50,000 square feet of buildings. The number one thing that Bend contributes to our success is being the terrific community it is, because most of the people that we recruit as either craftsmen or as people that are from the guitar industry in terms of marketing, sales, or other kinds of functions, the minute we say, we've got a job for you in Bend, Oregon, the recruiting is easy. People want to live here. And that's because all the community, that's not because of us. So we're able to build with some of the finest people in our industry because of Bend, Oregon. I'm really proud of the culture we've been able to create here at Two Old Hippies Stringed Instruments. We've been able to really inspire our workforce to be productive, to care, to be a part of building this company. And as a result, we're paying about 20% higher wages for our craftsmen than the rest of the guitar industry does across America. We've been able to acquire the greatest mandolin company in the world, Weber, that was in Bozeman, Montana, and move it here to Bend. And of course, I moved my Bedell guitar company from Spirit Lake, Iowa here. So we've been able to grow not only internally with Breedlove, but grow through to other brands. We've been able to really define the Breedlove brand, and it's now the fastest growing acoustic instrument brand in the world, certainly in America. And that's been a great accomplishment in an industry that's really not growing, that we're looking at a 40% growth this year, and we hope to do the same thing next year. So it's been a really exciting adventure to slowly but steadily do the building blocks that we need to do to create a very dynamic company. Why are we growing when most other companies are not? I think a lot of reasons. It all begins with branding. If you don't have a reason to be, if you're not different than everybody else, of course you're not going to grow because you're not separate. And Breedlove is a very unique quality product. Its designs are innovative and they're tomorrow instead of yesterday. The craftsmanship is the finest in the world. The designs are the most unique and different. As a result, the sounds are very special, and it is now being recognized as the innovative guitar of tomorrow. Bedell guitars really are built on the foundation of the 1960s when I was originally in the business, and it has the terrific, great folk rock sound. But our dedication back, our slogan for Bedell is Seed to Song, and it means that we actually go back to the tree, and so that you get a little book when you buy a Bedell guitar that tells you the whole story of the trees that make up that guitar. Weber is the classic traditional mandolin, and it owns the brand. Or the whole market. It is the brand, and they're the highest quality, highest performing. If you're a mandolin player, you want a Weber. So we've got three just absolutely terrific brands, and the market's responding to them. Okay, so you're curious about what makes Breedlove unique and different and innovative from other guitars. And it's this is a wonderful question to get to answer, because from tip to toe, this guitar is different than any other guitar that's made by any other company. First of all, the way a guitar works is that the tension from the top to this bridge, when you activate it, it vibrates this bridge and it works like a speaker to move this top, right? If you look at other guitar headstocks, they don't have this same shape. They have a square shape, and the strings go at an angle to come to the tuning pegs. Because of this asymmetrical headstock, all the strings are lined straight, and so we get an equal tension, which makes the playing on this guitar balance between the bass string and the treble string, and the tension equal. And so the tension being equal on this bridge saddle, we get way more balance into the top of this guitar. Secondly, there's a bridge truss. There's a dowel that goes inside this up into, there's a little bar that goes down, and it pushes the back of this bridge forward, and that lessens the tension from the strings, and it balances it. And so when I hit that string, this top vibrates longer. If I didn't have that bridge truss, which no other brand really uses, it's going to dampen a lot quicker. For example, when I do this, that's going to go on and on and on and on and on because of that bridge truss. It allows that top to continue to vibrate. So what I get is more overtones. When the ear hears a note, the note, you don't just hear that one frequency. So it's not just 220 hertz of sound. It then has overtones that round it out, and it's what makes it warm and pleasing to the ear. And so Breedlove, which sounds like it's a very distinct note that each one of these strings ring by themselves, they also have a lot of warmth that you don't get in another guitar. The next thing that we do is we actually graduate the top. So this side of the guitar is a little bit thicker than this side of the top. And you notice with the cutaway, which partly is designed so you have access to these frets up here if you want to play the high notes, but also this treble string, the sound wave is a lot sharper sound wave, and it's got more energy. And so if we're going to be in balance with the bass, which is more of a lollygagging note, we need to have the energy balance between the two. So this is a little bit thinner and longer. This is a little bit thicker and shorter. And that's what allows the treble note and the bass note to play in perfect balance in terms of volume and expression and so forth. So this instrument in every way is designed to deliver what we call distinctively crafted sound, which is the Breedlove sound. This guitar, everybody in Oregon would absolutely cherish. One of the challenges that we have being in a business where we use very exotic tone woods is how do we make sure that we're protecting and in fact encouraging the hardwood rainforest to sustain themselves and grow and prosper. This guitar is called the Bedell Earth Song, and it's 100% made with all American wood. And so this is a big leaf maple. This is hard rock maple. Most of this woods came from Oregon. This is a Sitka spruce that we actually found fallen on the forest floor. We didn't cut down a tree. And this is walnut from Oregon. So 100% of this guitar is from woods made in America, or grown in America, grown, everything. And it absolutely sounds amazing. So this is an example of where we're really trying to save the earth and still do the right thing. And Oregon Help makes it possible. Okay, how do we build a guitar? Well, it starts, we're in the string up area, so we're at the tail end, and I'll show you that in a minute. But it really starts with pieces well, it starts with a tree, right? And the way you cut the tree, we call it quarter sawn. So we're cutting it so that you can see the growth rings, the grain lines. And if you notice how fine those lines are, this particular top was probably 500 years old. Now just think about that. Columbus landed in 1492. Add 500 years to that, that would be 1992, if my math is correct. This tree was growing when Columbus landed in the Caribbean. This tree right here, this piece of wood. And it's lived through the whole life of what America's been all about since colonial time. This tree was growing from a pine cone on up to where it became this instrument. I mean, it's just magical, right? So we found this tree fallen on the forest floor because we cut no clear cut. We don't use any clear cut in the Bedell guitars for sure. 500 years old of growth. Little growth line by little growth line is this little tree struggle to get through that forest. And it's what makes the tone wood sound so very special, right? So it's quarter sawn, and then the back, which is in this case it's a maple, but we use mahogany, we use rosewood, zericote, but our most popular wood for our Breedlove brand is myrtle wood that grows over on the Oregon coast. And myrtle wood is an absolutely brilliant sounding instrument. It's our #1 selling guitar. Is we call the Oregon series, made with myrtle wood. So these are pieces of wood that we saw very thin, and then we shape them to the instrument. We actually put these are flat, of course, pieces of wood that we put in a bender, and we heat it, and we bend it to this shape, and then we put it into a mold. So we start off with the shape. We then glue the top and the back on, and we get a body. Obviously, on a CNC machine, we carve this neck, and then we hand fine-tune it so that it's ready to be attached to the body. Then we go in our finish department, and we put on these beautiful finishes. And then it comes in here, and these are the wizards of what make the guitar really the guitar. If you'll come over here with me. So Jeff has taken the various parts, and he's had to glue on what we call the bridge, and he's going to glue on what we call a nut up here. And so when the string goes from here to here, that sets what the actual play action is going to be, right? What he's doing right now is he's filing each of these frets to make sure that they're all exactly even, so that when you play note by note, you don't get buzz on the different strings, and that it plays very smoothly. And then he'll set the nut, and he'll set a saddle in here to make sure that they're adjusted exactly right, so that the action's very close and is easy to play, right? But that you're able to get the sound and the projection and so forth that you want. So in terms of what turns this from beautiful crafted wood into a beautiful instrument, that's what happens in this room, right?
We try.
And when he gets done with this guitar, it'll go into a case and go to a happy musician somewhere. What? No, I'll hold it. This one is easy. What's my favorite thing about coming to work every day? I get to design these. I get to go into the wood stacks and pick out pieces of wood and dream about what they might sound like, how we can design it. So how many pairs of shoes do you have? Too many, right? And you have them for different occasions and for different outfits and different activities. Guitars are exactly the same. That there's not one sound that is the perfect sound for a guitar. We get to actually anticipate what's the playing style, what's the kind of music. Is it going to be finger picked? Is it going to be strummed? Is it going to be bluegrass? Is it going to be folk? Is it going to be blues? Is it going to be plucked? And then how do we design the perfect instrument to create that sound? And we get to do that every day. It is so exciting.
And then I guess just the final question would just be advice you would give to other local manufacturing companies here to help grow and prosper their company. Any tidbits?
Mm-hmm. Celebrate Bend. Realize that we are so lucky to be in this community. Use the community to attract the absolute best and finest people for every job that you have, because people are happy to move here. Use Bend to your advantage.
Love it.
Yeah.
Okay. Sweet. Thank you.